this question's either going to be so easy that one of you accidentally blurts it out loud and I have to write a new question, or
Organic light emitting diode.
I knew that's what it was. I'm so happy.
That's not actually it, is it?
No, yeah, of course that's what it was.
That's really it.
Oh no!
Figured
I thought there's no way.
define
that was actually-
touchscreen.
Yo, what is up, people of the internet? Welcome back to another episode of the Waveform podcast. We are your hosts. I'm Marques.
I'm Andrew.
And I'm David.
And it's Techtember, which means we have plenty to talk about. That's how it usually goes. Let's see, we've got the latest Meta event, and there's rumors like that popped up really quickly of a new touchscreen OLED MacBook Pro, so we can talk about that. Also, some new YouTube features have been announced. We have more thoughts on the iPhone that we are currently reviewing, aka several of them, and a Rivian e-bike. So we should start with, actually, you guys wanted to show me a video that I haven't seen yet.
I did.
I haven't seen it either.
We keep getting tagged in this iPhone review video on everywhere and on our subreddit and I think on Discord, but I just posted it in here.
For a good reason? Or
For a
bad
good reason. So I only watched like the first 2 minutes, which is I think all we should watch here.
Okay.
But the production quality is wild and everyone keeps comparing it to us since we're kind of known as the production quality
I'm about to click it.
team. I'll play it at the same time so David can watch, and I want you two to describe what's going on because the effects are pretty far out there.
I'm going to click it.
The
in 3,
thumbnail
2,
is a
1,
man
click.
holding the phones out. Okay, he does a pan up and then it moves. It's definitely a robot shot, and then he stands up. Now it's another robot shot. Oh,
With like two screens showing 60 and 100 hertz, 20 hertz with like a ping pong ball going by it.
okay.
And then an iPhone Air that hits the ping pong ball to him.
Oh, and then he
by
does a
itself.
magic trick to turn the ping pong ball into the orange iPhone.
Now watch this. It's on like
What
a
the
like
heck is this?
spinning almost like animation dial with all the phones from the
Holy
first to the end.
moly. Wait, that's cool. Jeez.
And then so he spins it and all the phones of all the generations slowly capture in on like the
explode.
camera, the back, the Apple logo, the front screen,
Yep.
and goes through all of them. And then the whole thing just explodes.
Wow.
And the iPhone 17 is
floating
floating in the
iPhone.
air.
That looks crazy.
That was crazy.
That was really well done. How much of, yeah, a lot of this is practical.
Ooh, they have the little rainbow thing. They've got
Oh
their
yeah,
own.
they do.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah.
that bezel expansion was
I'll stop there, but like,
yeah. They're making good use of the robot that they got.
yeah.
Looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
Hold on, wait. We can hear that like a lot.
Yeah. But yeah, this is really good. This is good for YouTube. I've not seen this channel yet. It is not English, so I may have to use auto translate or something to watch it. That will make sense later. We're going to talk more about live translate later. But yeah, that is awesome. I love seeing that on YouTube especially.
Okay. New iPhones.
Yeah.
We're in our own studio. You guys have been using them now because the last time we talked, we were out at Apple and you had gotten the briefings, but we hadn't actually
Right, like use them.
used them.
Yeah. So I went to go put my SIM card in it, and then there was no SIM card tray, so I swapped over my eSIM, and then I started using it.
Okay.
I'm holding an iPhone Air right now. Can you tell it's blue?
No.
No, you can't.
I feel like, yeah, it's like snow leopard blue.
That's a very good descriptor.
Snow leopard meaning
It's-
the animal?
Yeah,
Like it almost has like a cool tint,
Blue.
or it's like
Yeah.
it's white, but you slid the tint slider.
exactly. Because
Yeah.
snow leopards are like, they're white, but there's like a cast from the snow,
snow.
that makes them look
the
a little
sky.
bluey.
Oh.
Because the sky.
I'd never heard that before.
I'm totally on David's wavelength on this one. I think it's a great descriptor.
no,
You've
it
seen
is.
one?
We're on
Which-
it today.
This is maybe 1.5% saturation. That's
It is.
where I'm at.
I think what David's basically saying is it's white, except that it looks like it's in a room that's blue.
That's right. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. If you held it outside, the sky would reflect blue on it slightly. That's
See
what
how
it
it's
is,
it's
but
white on this table and it looks kind of blue, and then I put it over here where it looks kind of blue, and now it looks white. So anyway, it's barely blue.
Copyright.
The number one question I've been getting, because I've been using the Air, I think a lot of people who have been asking me about the phones have been asking me about the Air. Should I get the Air? I usually get the Pro, but should I get the Air this time? And so Apple did the thing where they put the Pro chip in it and they have ProMotion and they're talking about the power of the Pro, but in an ultra thin body. It is a really great phone to use in a vacuum, but it dies really fast, unfortunately. It's not in a vacuum. You have to compare it to other available phones,
Yeah, there's
and other
oxygen
available
in here.
phones have better features like an ultra wide camera or a telephoto camera or a bigger, better battery. Are you taking a picture of me or a selfie?
I'm just trying out the 2x like crop,
Yeah, the 2x
Fusion
crop.
camera.
Yeah. So in general, I have been enjoying this phone and using it, and it's very pretty and very fun to hold. And I've been using it with no case, and it's super nice. But unfortunately, it has not lasted me a whole day yet.
Oh.
Like at all?
Not
So your
once.
first couple days you said were most likely because of just like it's setting up the phone and downloading stuff, right? But
So the first few days I had really bad. This always happens when I test new phones. It's like it's setting everything up. It's downloading all my like offline media like it usually does. It's logging into all my apps and everything's opening for the first time ever. So it's not like normal use. I think the first day I had like an hour and a half screen on time with 20% battery. So that was
Yikey.
obviously not how it's supposed to go. But now I've been like settling into it. Adaptive battery is on by default on all these phones. So it has been on this phone. And now I'm getting up to the 3.5 to 4 hours of screen on time dead at the end of the day type usage, which is C minus, D plus, like not great levels of battery. And that also conveniently brings us to the accessories that like Apple's made it easy to charge this phone. It has MagSafe still and Qi 2, and then they have that battery that they made for the Air that you can pop it on the back, which brings it from the thinnest iPhone ever to the thickest iPhone ever. And then it charges it up roughly once. It's about the same size as the internal battery. I popped the Ridge battery bank on the back, and that also did really well. That can charge it up 2 or 3 times, which is nice. But yeah, I found myself, because I came from a pro, and this will be some other people's experience too, I went to go take a picture of something. I went to go switch to the ultra wide, and there was none. Oh, darn. I went to go watch a video that would have like nice stereo video, and there is no stereo audio. Darn. I went to, like, there's a bunch of things that you forget that you don't have until you go to use
How
them.
does it sound with just a single
It's honestly fine.
speaker in the top?
It's fine until you think about it, and then you realize the audio is only coming from one side. So if you watch a video in horizontal, all of the audio comes from the left side or from the earpiece side.
I want Ellis to buy this just so he has to live in hell every day.
I wish you guys could have been there when the iPhone 10 came out, and me and all my audio friends were just turning our phones to the side and hearing it in stereo and being like, "This is the craziest
Life can't
thing."
get
We had that on Android
That was
for quite a while.
Yeah.
We had the boom sound. We got that boom
sound was pretty elite.
Boom, boom, boom.
Pretty elite.
As they would say.
So I'm
Black Eyed Peas.
basically looking through this phone. I'm looking at this phone through the lens of what phone are you coming from? Because if you're coming from a phone with more features, you're going to miss some stuff. But if you're coming from an older phone with less features, you might be cool with it.
It would have to be a much older phone.
I'm thinking like 12 and 13. Like if you have let's say a 12 mini, for example.
I don't know anyone that still has a 12.
Well, just put the hypotheticals. Just like think of a person who happened to stumble into the trap and buy a 12 mini, right?
Okay, yeah.
So they already have horrible battery life.
Yeah,
they
do.
already have
They do.
a single camera.
if they were real.
Or no, you have dual cameras. So you have dual
It
cameras.
has 2, yeah.
They have a small screen. It's 60 hertz, and they don't have a whole ton of like big speakers or huge pro power chip
That's
or anything
fair,
like
yeah,
that.
that's a good
If they
point.
move directly to the iPhone Air, they will think, "Whoa,
My battery's
way
better."
better screen. Battery life is a little better. Pro motion, 120 hertz. They'll be missing one of their cameras, but they'll have way more power. They'll have a smoother phone, and they'll feel like it's an upgrade."
We could still hypothetically do a battery percentage segment every week.
Yeah, exactly. Hypothetically, of course. Of course.
Does the phone get really hot?
That's one of the things I was thinking about. So in my normal bursty everyday use, no. I plan to do a test today to see if like long-term heavy use, which is the thing that the vapor chamber in the Pros is supposed to keep cool, if that makes this phone hot. But I have not tested that yet. That is a good question. I will know the answer by the end of today.
So hypothetically, this, hypothetical 12 mini user would also be like, this phone's not really hot all the time.
Yeah, potentially. Yeah, I mean, my current battery it's 11 a.m. I'm at 89%. That's about as good of a morning as I've had with this
That's pretty
phone.
good because I'm at 90%, and I charged my phone in the car today.
Yeah. So
I'm on a Pro Max.
I'm
right
at 79, but
Are
I
you-
woke up at 82. So
Were you plugged in when you came into work today?
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, I woke up with 100
that doesn't sound bad at all.
7:30. So lightweight use, but that's with only how much I did CarPlay. I had the screen off the whole time, so I've only had 32 minutes of screen on time. So multiply that by 10. That's like 3.5 hours. Yeah.
Ellis, what's your battery life right now?
Hypothetically.
Hypothetically, if you were to have a 12 mini.
Wait, your 12 mini matches your LaCroix. That's the most Ellis thing that's ever happened on the podcast.
Thumbnail.
Yeah, what's your battery? Is
Anyone
it
wanna
better
take a
than? Is it
guess?
better than Marquez's? I'm guessing.
What was
not.
what'd you say yours was?
89.
Yeah,
Dude,
definitely not.
What do you think?
It's probably
68.
lower. I think it's probably lower.
I think it's having a good day. 68.
3.
It's 68 exactly.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Damn, I was feeling
Nice.
It's like the ideal temperature.
Yeah.
yeah.
I could agree.
Okay, so we can now talk about at Apple Park. They brought us through a bunch of demos, and one of the demos was that they were putting a bunch of pressure on the iPhone Air. They have this pressure chamber thing where they have this weight that it presses on the center of it, and it puts all this force on it. And they made the Air still have a titanium frame because they want it to be able to snap back to its like original position.
Yeah.
Whereas I believe aluminum's a little softer. So they showed us all these demos and it made it seem like it was going to be stable. Has that felt concerning to you at all? Because, I mean, you're probably not the target demographic, but a lot of women put these phones in their back pockets.
Yes.
They're sitting on them all the time and
Yes.
kind of crunching them. What are your feelings on that?
So I'll give my official Jerry Everything prediction.
Yeah. Everyone's waiting
We're
for
recording this on
video.
Wednesday. Everyone's waiting for Zach.
That video
recording
is
this
going
on
to get
Thursday.
10 million views.
No matter what happens,
Yeah.
Zach tries to bend every phone fairly. He tries
Thursday also.
really hard. Oh, sorry, it's Thursday.
having a long
My
week.
God. It's Thursday as we record this, so he hasn't bent or tried to bend the Air yet. But yeah, Apple, first they had us try to bend something ourselves,
Yeah.
and it
like a
was
force.
measuring how much force we put through the phone. And the most I saw anyone put through it was a little over 85 pounds of force. And they thought that's you trying as hard as you can to bend something. You put 85 pounds of force through your hands to try to bend it. So then they put it on that machine and they put 130 pounds of force through the middle in a really small concentrated area. Your butt sitting on a phone is not the same as a small concentrated area putting 130 pounds through the middle. But let's say you really, really tried and you put 130 pounds through the phone. It did start to bend. Then they released the pressure and the titanium frame bent back to flat.
Yeah.
And I've watched a couple other interviews and a couple other instances of Apple executives talking about this phone when they get cornered and pressured and asked about it bending. They seem to always suggest it'll bend back.
Yeah.
It'll go back to flat. So even if you put a ton of pressure through the phone, it'll go back to flat. So my prediction is Zach will, on camera, get the phone to visibly bend enough for a thumbnail, but it will bend back to flat. And that's what will happen. I don't worry about sitting on the phone and actually bending it in half. I have sat on it 2 or 3 times, but not on like a hard surface. So I haven't been at risk of bending it yet. But I suspect it's actually fine because Apple has lots of engineers that have thought many, 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 many hours about this because this phone's number one concern is bending.
I think the most impressive part about one of those interviews was when I think it was Jaws threw it to someone from like Tom's Hardware and he just doesn't catch it and it slams like face down on the table
yeah.
next to him, and because he's like, try and bend it, and just slams
Throws
the
it.
table, and that part of it being fine was kind of impressive.
You know, it's ceramic shield too on the front and the back, and Apple did have a slide in the keynote that said this was the most durable iPhone ever. They actually said
That's
that.
pretty crazy.
I'm assuming it will be the most durable because it will also be the least repairable, if I had to guess.
That's a great question. I also have not seen any iFixit or teardowns or anything of this phone yet. It is rearranged on the inside, and a lot of components
Yeah.
are up in
Yeah.
the top now, and the most
Maybe
most
that
of the
makes
bottom is battery.
easier. Yeah.
Well, and that begs the question. In the words of Mark Anthony, I need to know. Tell me, baby Marquez, because I need to know.
Wow, I really appreciate that reference.
You're welcome.
Good job.
Is this worth the trade-off of it being a little bit thinner? This is like, how do you feel about?
Right.
What is the thinness? You're losing all this stuff.
Yeah.
How do you feel about overall?
There's this phrase called the honeymoon period,
Yeah,
right?
I know it well.
Okay. So in the world of larger and larger objects, when you make it thinner, you appreciate that thinness or that size improvement more. So you could go as large as like appliances or cars or whatever, but even in like a laptop, when you go from a really thick laptop to a really thin laptop, you can appreciate that for a long time. And I think the smaller and thinner the object is, the faster the honeymoon period goes away. And so with this phone, I've really admired and appreciated how pretty it is. It's very thin and it's cool to hold. And every time, for the past day or so that I've had it in public, people are like, oh, is that the Air? And I'm like, yeah, isn't it so pretty? And then like it dies at 6 p.m. and I'm like, I don't really care about it being thin anymore. Like you really, very quickly within a week or two, are kind of over how thin it is, or you'll put a case on it, or you'll just go back to using it like a regular phone. And so I think there will be people who buy it because it's really thin, and then they'll get over it, and it'll just be a normal phone, and they'll have to. The thing is, it's going to be like annoying in 2 or 3 years when a battery dies even faster, and you have to charge it even more often. That'll be kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
But I think, the honeymoon period of, wow, this phone's really pretty and slightly thinner than a regular iPhone, you kind of get over it pretty quickly.
I think a very large percentage of the iPhone buying population just wants an iPhone. And so if they're able to get something that's nice and a little bit unique and pretty, they're going to buy that.
Yeah.
Not just the base 17. If they just
I was
want
going
an
to say,
iPhone.
Because this is way prettier.
this is cooler, and it's now cheaper than the Pro models.
Yeah.
So like it is still
It's just
flashy,
replacing
fun
the Plus.
iPhone for non-tech person, but you don't have to do Pro Max anymore.
It's a way to get something different. And if you just want iOS because you want iMessage and you want FaceTime and you want, all your apps, then there's going to be a lot of people that buy
This one doesn't come in green.
that green is really good. Seeing it
It
in
is-
person.
Yeah.
The green is amazing.
So
green's
we
fantastic.
talked briefly about like the vacuum of this phone. Like it's a pretty good phone, but then you compare it to other phones. And the base iPhone 17 being such a good deal.
So good.
And then the Pro iPhones, this is the other thing when I review the Pros, like this phone being so thin, I feel like gave the Pro phones a green light to just
Do whatever they want.
go big, go
Yeah.
thicker, do whatever, more battery.
They're
Like,
reminiscent of the MacBook Pros. 'Cause
Yeah.
They're aluminum, they're thicker. Yeah.
yeah, so I think in the latter now of Apple products of like base iPhone and then Air and then Pro and then Pro Max, the weird thing is if you tell people to skip the Air and you're like, hey, you have a base phone but you want a bigger screen, you have to go all the way to Pro Max, which is a pretty huge jump.
Yeah.
So I think there are people out there who see the base iPhone 17 and they're like, I want a bigger screen. And then they see the bigger screen is the Air. And they go, oh, but that one is one camera, worse battery, single speaker, and all these other things. I guess I have to go all the way to Pro. And they just walk themselves all the way up the ladder.
I also have held that in like the screen size of 6.7 inches, right?
This
Is
6.5.
6.5.
But it's
I
a
feel like
big-
that's a really nice middle ground.
It's a big screen.
It feels like a nice middle ground. The 6.9
The Pro
on
Max?
the Pro Max just is so freaking big.
It's huge.
I want something in between.
Yeah.
I think ultimately it's going to come down to heart versus brain, right? It's like
Form
your
or
brain, form or function. Your brain is like the base iPhone has everything I could ever want, and it's cheaper, and it's technically better in every way.
It's literally a better phone.
But my heart,
Yeah, no, I think a lot of
sings for the air.
I think a lot of iOS users use
They're heart people.
Yeah.
It's that new.
Weird to say, yeah.
It's that
but
new.
The
They're
Android
heart people.
The
I
Android
love
people are
that.
like, give me the specs, baby.
I mean, in Android land, it's so easy to just go, why would you ever buy the
Yeah,
Air?
of course.
Yeah.
It's clearly not the phone to get.
Of course.
In Brainland.
In Brainland.
Because
It's
people,
big brain time.
Yeah, there's spec people, and then there's just like, I just want the new iPhone. What are the three?
And this is the
iPhones?
prettiest new iPhone.
Yeah,
That's
so,
it.
Yeah, Fingerprint City.
Some thoughts about the Pro.
Yeah.
I do like, I'm liking currently, this could be the honeymoon period, the unibody aluminum chassis.
I'm very into it.
Because it feels a lot like an old HTC phone to me.
Whoa,
That color
throwback. I love those
screams
phones.
old HTC
Yeah.
phone.
Yeah,
or
but-
like end of the life HTC phone. Yeah.
Like holding the sides of it, feeling the back. Like I just know what the feeling of cold aluminum feels like. It's
nice.
It reminds me of that a lot. And so that's kind of just, it's a small thing, but it's nice. I did, like, a couple of people that I've been hanging out with are like, they didn't even notice that this was the new one. And they're like, are they sending you the new one? And I'm like, the one right there, like right next to me. And they're like, oh, can I see it? Can I see it? And I hand it to them, and they're scrolling around, and they're like, oh, it's the same. And I'm like, yeah, it's
an iPhone.
it's an iPhone. I don't know what to tell you. And then they just hand it back, and then they're over it. So,
I showed someone the Plateau, and I was like, check it out.
Plateau.
They changed it, and they're like, oh,
I think can I see yours real quick?
Yeah.
Just because okay, the Apple logo is much easier to see on this. The orange one, it feels kind of tough to see sometimes when the light's
two-tone.
hitting the like glass
Yeah.
back.
I've also gotten
this
pretty
does feel
used
really
to
nice.
the look of the Plateau on the Pro, and I think it looks pretty good, pretty decent.
Small underrated thing. The way you hold your phone, the plateau on the back. I for so many years on Android phones have been using it to hold the phone.
Yeah.
And so it feels more natural to hold the phone with the plateau on the iPhone now
Yeah.
too. I
Yeah.
like that about it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it, though. I mean, The cameras, I'm glad they're all 48 megapixels. They told me that they have a re-engineered pipeline for the crop modes where they use the 12 megapixel in the center of the sensors, and then it should be much higher quality. Dave 2D put out a video about this, and it looked much higher quality. He also did a bunch of camera samples versus the 16 Pro, and the skin tones are way better, like across the board. They looked very washed out on the 16 Pros, but the 17 Pros. One thing I have noticed is a lot of my photos come out a little bit overexposed. And it sort of feels like because they make the sensors bigger every year, they just keep forgetting to like retool how much light is coming in versus how much they should process it. And so everything is really bright.
Yeah.
So just straight out of camera, no changes. Everything's a little overexposed for me right now, but I'm sure that'll
You got to
be
use camera
adjusted.
control to dial in your look.
Look, they put it on the top now.
They're going to start calling this the visual intelligence button, mark my words.
Pretty soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they didn't
Or
really talk about
the
it.
button that never existed.
Yeah.
They'll just completely nix it and never speak of it
We should
again.
take bets on Waveform on when that button goes away.
It'll go away for sure. There's too many things on the side of this phone at this point.
iPhone 18 is still there
On the fold?
on this next 2026.
It'll still be there
iPhone.
next year.
What about
Maybe
iPhone
19?
19?
Either
Gone.
19 or 20.
I think it's
they're
gone
gonna
by
mix it.
19.
I would say 19.
I would probably
mix
guess
it.
19 also.
Yeah.
I'll go 18.
All right.
I think it's
Bolts.
there forever.
And you know what they'll
Later.
do? They'll take it away and they'll be like, with that space,
We
we
may-
can fit 50 more milliamp hours of battery.
They'll say. That's exactly what they'll say.
I would say that the front-facing square sensor has been a hit for a lot of people.
Yeah.
I show that to some people and they're like, that's such a cool feature. That's so amazing.
Everyone should copy
It's
it.
so good.
Yeah, everyone should. And they will.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
They will.
Who's first to copy that?
Oppo.
Samsung.
Yeah, Oppo moves fast. It's
Xiaomi,
going to be like
Oppo.
Huawei, Xiaomi, Oppo.
Yeah.
Fair. Also, a new Apple rumor, and this came up on my timeline and it was just like immediately corroborated everywhere, which is next MacBook Pros will have touchscreens, OLED touchscreens.
Is it the pros?
Yeah,
Wow.
MacBook Pros.
That's
And
interesting.
that is it.
And by next, you mean next year?
Next year's MacBook Pros, like M5.
Assuming if there is another one out this year.
M5 or M6, maybe M6, but it looks like next year we're expecting, because all the rumors are seeming to agree now, that there will be an OLED in-cell touchscreen MacBook Pro.
On sale.
On
Say
cell.
incel.
On cell. I said in cell, meaning IN space cell, but on space cell is the correct term.
Got it.
That's just a tech that incorporates the sensors in the top layer of the OLED. Yeah, I don't know if I want that. I know a lot of people who have been
Touchscreen?
expecting it and asking it because of how powerful iPads have gotten and how much that experience seems to overlap with MacBook Pros. I use the touchpad, which is really great, and I don't think
If they were
use the
able to
touchpad.
develop some sort of like anti-smudge technology
Oh, yeah.
to put on the display, because I used to use a lot of Surface Pro devices. I had a Surface Book. I was like so hyped on the first Surface Book, and then I bought the 2 and I bought the 3. And I really liked it for Photoshop because being able to sort of just like zoom in by pinching on the area you need is very handy, and like panning around the screen. I really liked that. But now that I use a MacBook Pro most of the time, the screen already gets so dirty that I'm like, do I need it to be even more dirty?
Yeah.
And so, I don't know. If it was just there as a feature, they'll probably figure out some interesting implementation of adding a touchscreen, like something that actually makes it better, I would hope.
Yeah, the OS. Well, first of all, the OS has looked like it's been ripe for a touchscreen support for a little while now.
Yeah.
I will also throw in that I was very impressed with the nano texture iPad because it looks really good and it's a matte display, and it also seems to be durable enough and doesn't get a ton of fingerprints. So if they can do something like that for the MacBook Pro, because my MacBook Pro is nano texture, but doesn't seem to be
Gets
as
a lot of fingerprints.
durable. Yeah,
Yeah,
it gets a lot
yeah.
of fingerprints.
I
so.
could definitely see, like, because there's the notification center where you can just, if you were just able to tap that with your thumb, it could be quicker.
I feel like if you use one for long enough, when I was using Surface stuff also, I didn't care. And then I slowly started realizing small times that I would use it. And then I came to my MacBook and I was just touching the screen all the time. Nothing was happening.
Yeah.
It's really, even just like sitting right here sometimes, you can just like have your thumb and like swipe around on the page
Scroll
when
around,
and like scroll for things
Yeah.
on a plane or a train or something. That would be nice. Just reading articles.
It would.
And
yeah.
it's not, there's nothing, it doesn't take away from
That's true.
your regular experience. So I feel like they should add it because it's a feature that doesn't hurt.
When I was a teacher, I had a lot of students, and this actually happened to me on my first college or high school laptop, which was a Windows with a touchscreen. And I don't think this will happen to a MacBook. But when you said it doesn't take away, when that touchscreen breaks and you're trying to scroll, move your cursor around the screen and it keeps jumping to random points, and then you have to go into the settings and disable the touchscreen while the cursor is going boing, 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 boing. That is.
Assuming you're someone who takes care of your computer, that hopefully won't happen. You said those were like school computers, right?
No, these were just like Windows laptops that cost under $2,000. So they were destined to. I shouldn't say that. I'm sorry.
They really just need to make the touchpad accessible with the Apple Pencil. Like at some point,
That would actually be awesome.
it's the size of a small Wacom tablet already.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if they just gave it Apple Pencil support, then you wouldn't need to make it a touchscreen.
I've tested many laptops with touchscreens over the past few years, and I never use the touchscreen with my hands. Like all the Surface laptops, all these other laptops, I'm aware that I can do it. The touch points are small enough that I just hit it with the cursor every time. Maybe I'm old school.
I bet if you had it for long
that's what that
enough,
is.
I bet if this laptop had it and you were just using it every day, you would slowly start to find times where it's
because again,
just a
like
nice little
Photoshop,
extra thing.
I really liked it in Photoshop.
I used the touchscreen on my Asus ZenBook Fold 17. I think I got that right.
The one last
I-
year.
No, the one from like 4 years ago. But
The
I like
Duo?
that. It's the one that it sandwiches its
Like
own
2 years
keyboard,
ago. That was like 2 years
and it has
ago.
an easel.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zen. Yeah.
Yeah, that thing is kind of fun. I like that. I actually use that with the touchscreen.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, it sucks. It's like the worst computer ever. But
But
the
that's
touchscreen's
like
kinda useful.
different. That's because it's like not a computer. It's more like a folding tablet that has a.
Yeah.
That runs
Yeah.
Windows.
It's a tablet that turns into a
Yeah, it's a tablet that runs Zoo Tycoon 2 because it still has DirectX support.
hell yeah. Okay, well, I hope to see that eventually. We'll see. There are a lot of rumors of another Apple event happening in the next number of months.
In this
so it's
article,
possible.
they seem to think Gurman and Kuo both think the like base MacBook with the iPhone chip in it are going to come out
cheap one.
Q4 2025.
The 13 inch or whatever.
That's the one I'm waiting for.
Okay.
It's gonna be incredible.
Might
I need
still have-
something super small and light. That'd be great. I alternate really. I'm always like, I need it to be more
Maximalist,
portable. Wait,
yeah.
I need the 16 inch.
I hate that I sometimes have to edit on my laptop because if I didn't, I'd have such a thin and light laptop.
Yeah.
But for the 1 or 2 times every year that I need the power, I can't not have this. I'm really glad I switched from the 16 to 14. I will say that. I'm very glad about that. For those who are wondering, on the podcast, I was very torn. I did the
Interesting.
14. No regrets.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Do we want to quickly talk about this made on YouTube event before we take it to break, or
Ooh, how much should I limit how much I have to say on this?
They released 30 features. Can you name
Yeah.
5 speedrun?
I can.
Your 5 favorites.
Sure.
In a speedrun.
Okay, so the TLDR is YouTube had their own event, which was kind of just like a tech event where they invited a bunch of people. A bunch of them were YouTube creators, but also a bunch of them were journalists. I happened to ride the line and be covering it, also using the features, so it was cool to be there. And they had executives on stage, and they talked over 30 new features coming to YouTube. So basically new products for us to use, and then demoed them and gave us, a little how-to on what they will do. And some of them are rolling out quickly, some of them are rolling out later. Some of them are really cool, some of them are absolutely useless to me, and hopefully won't spell the end of humanity. Okay, so here's some of my favorites.
start.
Where is this going?
Some of my favorites are dynamically inserted mid-roll ads. Could be very interesting.
Please explain yourself because that sounds terrible.
So right now on YouTube, there's a couple different types of ads. There are the AdSense ads, like the pre-rolls and the post-rolls and the pop-up ads that you guys have seen on YouTube. And then there's also mid-roll ads, which is I'm watching a YouTube video and then boom, a mid-roll pops up and plays and then goes away and then comes back to the video, right? Those are all supported and have been around for a while. Then there are the ads that a creator will bake into the video themselves, and it's burned in forever. It's like, hey, this video is brought to you by, and that lives in the video forever. So as of right now, creators have only had one way to structure deals around that type of ad, which is you can pay me to get in front of my audience, and it will live, no matter how many views this video gets, it will live in the video forever. Some people are like doing performance incentives or like number of views incentives or whatever, but basically it lives forever. This new dynamically inserted mid-roll feature will allow creators to have a burned-in video ad that can go away or be replaced or move to another video or be across their whole channel or whatever, and have many more dynamic ways of structuring deals around that type of thing. You can be a mid-roll in my video for the first month, and then it goes away.
Interesting.
Or you can be a mid-roll for the first year, and then it goes away.
Well, and you're saying that's something that we would still record. It would still be Marques doing the ad spot, correct?
Right.
And then, but it could be in and out. It's like not baked into the video. It's baked into an ad slot, almost like podcasts, like what we do, how we do it
podcasts
here.
are dynamic,
Exactly.
We record our ads, but they're dynamically inserted and can't get changed.
Yeah,
down the
exactly.
line.
This is so in the audio world with podcasts, when you hear a 2-year-old podcast, but it has a 1-week-old ad in it, that's what's happening, is their entire catalog is getting dynamically inserted ads, and that's something you could theoretically do with YouTube videos with this feature. So that's pretty cool. That's a thing that will matter in the podcast world for us and probably in other main channel videos, and we can try this stuff out. But that, I think, is really powerful. So that's on top of my list. Auto dubbing with lip sync. This is really interesting. We know about auto dubbing, which is AI making a voice that sounds kind of like my voice, but in different languages. It will also adjust my face in the video to look like it's saying the words in the different language. And I got a demo of it, and it looked really good. I don't know how well this will work for different types of videos.
I
Interesting.
so bad want to see what the lips would do with the French dub that we had a couple of weeks.
It just opens all the way. Yeah, that. So it's great for the demo that I got was just like a clean talking head video. So it's just a guy talking to a camera. So of course it knows which mouth to move to make the language match.
Okay.
But how will it work if I'm cutting back and forth between B-roll or if there's 2 people on camera?
Yeah.
Does it know? I have no idea how that works.
Interesting.
But it seemed cool. So that's another one.
All right.
Collaborations. You've seen a post on Instagram where both creators get publishing credit. Similar on YouTube, it will go to all the subscribers of one of the channels, but it will get recommended to the viewers of all of the channels involved in the collaboration. That's pretty cool.
And is revenue based on who drove the traffic? Or?
I think revenue is split between the creators or I think this is something they're going to let you choose, but also you can choose who to share analytics of the video with. So you can share analytics with, even if it's a brand partner collab, or if you want to share it with everyone who is a collab, everyone can see the analytics in their studio. So that's pretty cool. And then there's also things that we have already been testing, like ABC thumbnail and title testing, and likeness detection, which I think I've described on here already.
No.
Have I not?
I spaced out.
Likeness detection. So you know how there's the copyright ID system on YouTube where there's like hashes where YouTube auto detects like a part of a song and can go around and autonomously bring them to a hub for the copyright owner to do what they want with? Yeah. Similar thing, but for AI recreations of my likeness. So YouTube has scanned my channel, knows what my likeness is, and I have flipped into this tool on occasion and just scrolled through. It's mostly people re-uploading my video, but if anyone ever made an AI recreation of my likeness, it would show up in here and I could take action.
What about like commentary? Like if someone is like showing a video and they're reacting to it and talking about that video?
That's fine. That's like a weird like byproduct is those videos also show up in this tool because it's my likeness also.
But if you were to like flag it, do they get in trouble?
That would be an abuse of the system. You should. It's kind of like copyright ID. Like you should not misuse this tool.
Wow.
But it will be aggregating all
They get
the
a stern
instances.
Universal
wagging,
Music
yeah.
Group would have something to say about that.
Well, YouTube's supposed to be on top of that, but
Yeah, okay.
it varies.
All right.
Then there are some also potential doomsday level features that they kind of it's YouTube and it's a product and it feels like they have to do this, but like VO being baked into YouTube Shorts, where now if you give it access to your camera roll and give it like your last 3 videos in your camera roll, it will like make a short with a voiceover in whatever style you want of what's happening in the videos.
Like you're doing the stuff on video and it's like commentating for you?
Yeah, the example they gave was like you have 6 or 7 videos of you following a recipe and making cookies, and you tell it like, here's the 6 videos, and you go make this a video with VO, and it will go, hi, I'm making a video of me making these cookies.
Wait,
Step
does it
1
use
was
your voice?
It's AI generated voice. Yeah, I didn't love that
I'm going
one.
to die.
It's just so boring.
Yeah, I don't know.
Let's keep adding slop to the internet, my guys.
The value
Great idea.
proposition. The value prop was that this is like Not really.
This feels like one of those things where
there is none.
like at best an accessibility feature. Like if somebody has a speech issue or something like that and they want to do cooking things, then have something else dub it for them. Like you could pay someone to do that.
It's just like the robot voice on TikTok where like if you don't want to talk, you just have the voice do it.
Yeah.
It's just that without having to type the script, I
I
guess.
really want to make videos, but I just hate making video. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
We're democratizing
There's another
the video making process.
So people who don't want to do it can do it? Like what?
Yeah.
Yeah, some of these
they wanna
features
make
really
money.
felt like I hope people don't use it, you know? Are you seeing
Sorry. Tim just posted this. Also, shout out. We posted a bonus episode yesterday. That's really fun. It's Ellis and I pretty much talking live at the Apple event, and then Marques and David come in at the end.
Yeah. Mhm.
But Tim just saw it next to a trailer for Now You See Me, Now You Don't, and it looks like exactly the same.
That's pretty
next
funny.
to each other. It's
Shout out
just
to
groups
trees.
of people.
By the way, shout out to the Now You See Me movies. Those movies are really good.
Are they?
Shout out to all the people that came to talk to us while we were sitting outside Apple
also
Park.
we have more views than the Now You See Me, Now You Don't trailer. Very good. Okay,
Anyway,
more
what were you saying?
world-ending events. What's
Yeah.
the next world-ending event?
You know, I think all of the AI generated stuff, like there were, like you could give it some video and it would turn that into a song, and then you could use. I don't know. I didn't pay too much. I kind of spaced out at the AI stuff. Like it didn't seem very useful. I would never use it, but maybe somebody will.
This is like Mad Lib's use of AI. It's
Yeah.
just like put a bunch of verbs and nouns
like-
and then make an AI generator that does that.
Yeah. But then they had some interesting features for live streamers as well. Obviously, live streaming is huge. A lot of people are doing it on Twitch or like multi-platform. So they have some things where like it will auto-generate shorts from highlights of your live stream. So a lot of people pay people to do that right now, but it will detect what the highlights are and make shorts for you based on that. You can also you will be able to stream horizontally and vertically at the same time. So you're discoverable in the shorts feed, but then you're also doing a whole live stream, which is cool. Side-by-side ads and a stream, so you don't miss all the action, but you can do mid-rolls without having stuff disappear. And then one maybe interesting one, maybe not, but we'll see, is an assistant built into YouTube Creator Studio that's trained on all of your stuff and all of the analytics performance that you can ask for ideas for your next videos.
They've done. Didn't they kind of have that already? It wasn't an
Kinda, but
assistant. It
this
was like a
is-
tab that would be like, these could be some new, and it was
Yeah.
always just like
It was
this.
called inspiration.
It would give you
Yeah.
clickable. Yeah, this one's a full-on chatbot experience where you talk to it and you're like, "Can you summarize the comments on my last 2 videos?" And then you can ask it, well, "What should I do on my next video?" And give me a title suggestion. And you can chat with it, and it'll talk to you through your. And it's trained on just your channel, which could be cool, maybe.
I have a Google Sheet of all of our like past episodes with all the stats and numbers and everything there. And in Google Sheets, they've had this like little Gemini assistant thing. And it does have like some interesting prompts. It'll be like, do you want me to find the outliers of your top 5 best performing or worst performing episodes? And I'm like, sure, yeah. And it does it. It's pretty cool. So like if they could bring that to YouTube Studio,
That
I
sounds
wouldn't be
nice.
mad at that.
Yeah, I think that would be cool.
Yeah. But we'll see.
We'll see if it understands what I ask it when I
Exactly.
say, "Tell me outliers from September of every year for the last 10 years," and it has no idea what I'm asking. We'll see though.
All right.
But yeah, YouTube, lots of new features and lots of AI doomsday level slop. It's
Sick.
great.
Love slop. All right.
We should take a
Speaking of
quick break.
slop,
We should-
We are not slop.
That's not the
Alice is
transition we
very
needed.
offended by that.
So I was reading the VO terms of service, just things that
a little
cool
light
people
reading.
do. Yeah, just a little light reading.
Light reading.
Guys, we talked about a rumor about a MacBook, a rumor about a MacBook that has an OLED screen. This question's either going to be so easy that one of you accidentally blurts it out loud and I have to write a new question, or
Organic light emitting diode.
I knew that's what it was. I'm so happy.
That's not actually it, is it?
Yeah, of course that's
No
what it
way.
was.
that's really it.
Oh no!
Figured
I thought there's no way that was
define
actually-
touchscreen.
You know how I knew it? Because
way.
during the bonus pod, we were talking about something, and Ellis just started going at me about what does modem stand for in front of some guy I'd never met before. I was like, this is just going to be what
That's
is
my
OLED?
bad. That's really my bad.
Okay.
Oh.
New question.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Organic
So
light
in the
emitted
next
diode.
section, we're going to be talking.
I'm just not going to say anything now.
Yeah, no one speak. In the next section, we're going to be talking about Facebook. So, 1 point per founder. Can you name the other founders besides Mark Z?
Okay. Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah. No, don't say it.
No, don't say
even,
anything.
No.
Spider-Man.
We're not supposed to say anything. Think about who you think founded Facebook. Recall the faces and names
of the book.
Answers will be at the end, like usual. We'll be right back. Support for this show comes from Shopify. When you're starting a new business, there's so much to do. Sometimes it can feel like you're playing in a Super Bowl, but you're the only one on your team. Shopify says they can help. Shopify is the commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world, offering tools to help your one-man band play like a champion. Shopify says they can help your business grow with sales, design, marketing, and more. Can't design a website? No problem. Shopify offers beautiful, ready-to-use templates that fit your brand's style. Need extra support? Their AI-powered commerce tools can assist with everyday tasks like enhancing product photos, writing product descriptions, or generating discount codes. And if you get stuck, Shopify is always around to share advice with their award-winning 24/7 customer support. If you're ready to sell, you're ready for Shopify. You can turn your big business idea into with Shopify on your side. You can sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/waveform. So just go to shopify.com/waveform, shopify.com/waveform. All right, welcome back. Let's talk about the Meta event that happened this week as well, because September just will not stop.
Let's talk about the Meta event that happened this week as well, because the tech number will just not stop.
Let's talk about the Meta event that happened
first?
this week. What
comes first?
What comes first? Meta. What do I do first?
What do I do first?
Meta. What do I do first? Okay.
Yeah,
so,
we'll talk about it.
Here's what happened. Meta had an event where they announced all of the latest from their AI smart glasses lineup. And the event itself was pretty brutal to watch. The products are actually kind of interesting. And what happened was I went out there to Menlo Park. I was just there yesterday, as of the day of recording, and I got demos of all the products. I got to try them. I got to form my own opinions on them. I had a lot of interesting thoughts, and I had some conversations as well with people who worked on them. And I came away thinking, wow, they are really moving quickly on this stuff. We had that Orion demo less than a year ago, and they're like, these are too expensive to ship, but this is what it could look like in the future. And now suddenly we're actually getting to buy for $799 Meta Ray-Ban display, which has a single really high-res 5,000 nit display on the right side with the waveguides, and it will show things to you in the glasses that nobody else can see. And that's a real thing that's happening. I thought that was pretty fast. And then you watch the event, and they, to their credit, tried to do a lot of live demos. That's really hard to do in general in the tech world, especially with new unreleased stuff, and with this stuff with all the Wi-Fi in the room and with the internet not being very good,
Sure.
and with a buggy product in general.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah, it was really, really tough to watch because it didn't work, and they kept hammering it home and trying over and over again, and it was clear that it was live, to their credit, but it was very poorly demoed on stage. Yeah. So I came away thinking the delta in how I feel about the product with just my hands-on experience versus the event was colossal. So there's basically 3 new glasses products that we can go over. There's the Ray-Ban display, but there's also an Oakley collab called the Vanguard, and then just the second gen of the Ray-Ban Metas. Probably easiest to just start there. You guys have seen the Ray-Ban Metas, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you guys like them?
I think that they are more functional than people anticipated originally, because the video quality is actually very good, and people have used it for a lot of POV stuff. And I know a number of normies that actually use it for POV stuff.
Sure. That is exactly what I was hoping you would say, because the only thing people actually use these glasses for
Is the camera.
is POV videos. The other thing you can use them for is to listen to music or talk to the Meta AI or have it look at your world and answer questions about your world, or even if you have a visual impairment, it can be your eyes and describe what it's seeing. There's lots of other functionality, but the main thing that people use it for is POV, because it's a camera on your face.
Unfortunately, only vertical video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the second generation of this gets longer battery life and gets a better camera, 3K videos up to 60 FPS. And it has a couple extra features like conversational focus mode, which as you're talking to someone will use the beamforming mics to boost the volume of that dialogue into your ears,
Which is cool.
which is nice.
I think
This was
that's
the coolest thing I think that they had at the whole freaking event.
Yeah.
Assuming you're in a loud scenario.
Or even
it's
just
hard
for
to
people
hear.
who are hard of hearing. Like,
Yeah.
that is so clutch.
Exactly.
I will say my brain has trouble when I'm in a loud environment and I'm trying to talk to somebody, like distinguishing all the noises, and I can get really overwhelmed pretty easily if there's like tons of different audio sources coming at me. So if it was easier to focus on one, I think that would help me.
Did you get to
be
test this?
Yeah, I
You
think
did.
that's the
Because
idea.
I was going to say, like, I'm interested in the input lag between it and then, like, hearing the voice and hearing it through. They're not bone conduction, right? They're just a speaker
They're just
kind of
speakers.
above the ear.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. They
So I
shoot
think-
right into your ear canal.
Yeah, these are going to be the same price. They're going to look the same. They just have upgraded internals, and we'll do that and have longer battery life. So that's all good.
And those
right?
are available now.
Those are right away.
$379. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Then they have the Oakley Vanguard collab, which is like even more sports focused version. They moved the camera, which is still the new 3K camera, to the middle between your eyes, and it's this Oakley like wraparound sunglasses look with a bunch of
The
different
rainbow.
colors.
Yeah.
They look kind of sick sometimes, I guess. And they have much improved microphones. So in much louder wind noise, it can still hear you say, "Hey Meta, start a video," or whatever for video recording you're doing. It can still hear what's happening in front of you. It'll also do slow-mo. It'll also do hyperlapse.
Yeah.
It's stabilized also. or it has
Stabilization.
Stabilization, yeah.
IP67. So those are going to be $499, 9 hours of battery life, and available in October.
Yeah, they also plug into Garmin if you're a big Garmin person, and they plug into Strava.
That was
And-
my favorite feature about these.
Yeah.
Because I think 2 years ago, we ran to Brooklyn Half.
Yeah.
And we were planning to do a studio video on it.
Yeah.
And I remember every mile, I was taking my phone out, recording myself with my friend. And then by like mile 9, that's not where my head was. I forgot that everything I was supposed to be recording. I was just trying not to die. So like if these glasses would just like automatically record every mile and then do a hyperlapse of it, that's really freaking
One of the
cool.
biggest features.
It can take the run it's expecting you to do, record it at certain points in the run, and you can also overlay your Garmin or Strava statistics on that video at those things. And it said it would even like pull it up and put them all together, I think, which is
Yeah.
it's basically doing everything for you for a whole run.
It's got much louder speakers, so they're 6 decibels louder than the other Oakley glasses they launched 6 months ago. They launched that other Oakley collab, probably less, 4 months ago or so. They have lights on the sides, which can kind of help you keep on your pace target if you're
They're
trying
in
to
your
stay at a
peripherals.
trying to stay at a certain speed. They have 9 hours of battery life. They put the control buttons underneath the arms of the glasses because they were thinking about people who run with hats or if they're biking, you know, and you have a helmet. And you don't want to be able to press it down.
There's also another extra button. There's an action button that's customizable. So there's the capture button, and then there's like a smaller button next to it that you can make it do slow-mo or whatever action you want it to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I live in Brooklyn. I see people running constantly. I see people running with these Oakley wraparounds constantly. And I just know these are going to explode.
I think these are going to be the best selling ones.
These are going to be insane. They're $500. So they're expensive, but they're cheaper than the Meta display, which we'll get to shortly. And the fact that it plugs into all of the most popular running and exercise culture apps, I think is a really big deal.
This feels like new GoPro to me right now. Like the thing that you buy because you think what you're doing is super interesting and you want to get a bunch of recordings of it. Hey, GoPro was wildly successful with this.
Yeah.
And like show a bunch of people who are insane athletes. I mean, they literally use Red Bull athletes in there, which feels about as synonymous as GoPro as you can get in terms of like capturing extreme sports. But I think a lot of people are going to buy these because of stuff like that. And then probably just have them as sunglasses later that plays music because they realize they don't want to record everything.
Yeah. So the camera has a 122 degree field of view. It can do 3K video for 3 minutes. It can do 1080p 60 for 3 minutes. It can do 1080p 30 for 5 minutes, and then 720p 120 FPS slow motion, which is interesting. Yeah, I mean, on your note of the GoPro, this is I would way rather just wear glasses while I was like snowboarding that I already needed to wear because it's super bright out versus like strapping something to my chest.
Yeah.
You know, it's a lot easier. It automatically syncs, so it can automatically upload the video to like your Strava when you finish your exercise. I think there's going to be very, very popular, and there's a lot of features in here that I didn't expect that I think are actually very useful.
Yeah.
So
to me, this really confirms that one of the best uses for it is the camera that's on your face.
Yeah.
Because there's so much built around it and how it
Yeah.
works now.
Did you catch? We already talked about how like 2 live demos went wrong, but I'm convinced a third one did that wrapped up this whole event, which was Mark saying, "We have one more live demo." Comes out with Diplo to go for a run
Yeah.
to the after party, and he like puts the sunglasses on. They wave to everyone. They leave, and then he's getting in this group with a bunch of other runners. Also, Hella was there. Shout out Hella, great guy. He was part of this the video for this, anyways. And then Mark just takes the glasses off and like flips them upside down and looks at them a couple times, and then they all just run with like a camera on a car following them. I'm convinced it was supposed to be like the walk-in.
Supposed to have the overlay, maybe?
Well, no, remember in the walk-in we saw from his point of view when he came onto the stage? I think he was supposed to leave similar to that.
Like
and
running.
we were supposed to get a feed of the
feed.
glasses. But the Wi-Fi, again,
That's really
damn
bad.
Wi-Fi screwing everything up.
Yeah.
We keep mentioning Wi-Fi because a lot of the live demos failed. For anyone who didn't,
Yeah,
see
and he
the-
blamed it on the Wi-Fi. It was
Yeah.
like I was waiting for
it
him to
was
just...
not a Wi-Fi problem.
I was waiting for him to yell at everyone like Steve Jobs and say, "Get off your computers so we can make this work."
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, that brings us to the last of the products, which is the $800 full-on Meta Ray-Ban display. Not the most clever name, but what's happening here is there is now a single monocular display on the right-hand side that's just off center of your field of view and is really bright and will show you things.
And before we get into that, I want to totally unrelated mention that Samsung just started showing ads on all of its refrigerators. Totally unrelated.
Unrelated.
Totally unrelated. Anyway, we can talk about the display in front of your eyes at 24/7 now.
Hopefully there's no ads coming to this. But yeah, so if the main use of the Meta Ray-Bans was having a camera on your face and being able to talk to AI, then this, I think, became interesting because it unlocks a bunch of other way bigger capabilities than just the regular ones. The number one probably is being able to frame your photos and videos because you have the viewfinder, so you can really line up and actually frame your shot
And see it after you take it.
and see it after you take it. But then the other interesting thing is there's a control band that is paired with these glasses. It's the little EMG band that's on your wrist that we showed from the Meta Orion demo.
They're calling it the Meta Neural Band.
Yeah, and it's productized now. It's nice and fabric-y and has like a magnetic strap and like slaps onto the back of your wrist. And that can read all of the neurons firing through your wrist and all the gestures that you're doing to control the UI in this like display that you see.
Yeah.
So you can do things like open up a map, navigate somewhere, and see the navigation instructions with a live moving compass to know where you should turn next.
Can I ask a very specific question that's based on how you describe that our viewers can't see? You were describing it and you were looking up. All the demos made it feel like it was kind of bottom right corner to me. Where is it in your vision?
Down and to the right a little bit. And what was really interesting, remember Orion, I could look at you and see that you're looking at something because it was like lights were on.
Guides.
Not a hint of that at all. with
Really?
these. Absolutely no light leak.
I can see that.
Which is sick.
But this is also specific where Orion was full field of view, like in front of you too.
Totally.
So
Yeah, different tech, double versus single lens. But that was still cool that I could be reading something and you would never know. Another thing you can do, live transcribe or live translate whoever's talking to
That
you.
seems very helpful.
Super, super interesting and potentially useful.
Yeah.
I could be talking to you in, a loud room, and it would use the beamforming mics to understand that I'm looking at the person in front of me and to put the text, the subtext, from what that person is saying on the glasses. So it could be super loud, and I did a demo of this, and it worked very, very well. And then I turned around, and a different person talked to me in this loud room, and it stopped listening to that person and started subtitling the person in front of me. And didn't listen to my voice because it's obviously coming from me. So that's really cool. The translation part could also be awesome.
I think that was cool. This seems like to me the better way of doing that versus the like delayed audio coming back at you because you just get subtitles. But this is something to have a full conversation both parties need to have.
Yeah.
If it
Which-
was two different languages.
Well, yeah, presumably you would be doing it in two different, right? Like if I don't understand Spanish, I'm probably not
You
going
can't
to
speak
read it
back.
and then speak it back.
Yeah.
Right.
No, the subtitles were also for English. Like you could just use them.
You can just use
for
them for
English.
your own language if it's
Yeah.
just loud.
Okay, that's nice.
yeah,
Also.
which is
yeah.
cool.
It would be really nice to travel through another country with this because it would just be a lot easier to understand people.
Yeah.
Understand, but then you can't communicate.
Yeah, you
back
can't
to them.
communicate back. You still got to do the just hand gestures and stuff back. But.
I just want this for my everyday
Say a
life.
sentence, put the glasses on, take the glasses back.
I already watch all my movies with subtitles, so why not real life?
Wait,
Monster.
could I watch a movie and it could put the subtitles but slightly below the TV screen, so now the subtitles aren't in the TV?
Yeah. So
Deconstructed big subtitles.
It's all the rage right now.
Yeah. Okay, you can also view your messages. You can take video calls, which they tried to do a demo of on stage that did not work. But
I got one to work.
how did that feel?
So again, it's a small bottom right hand, not corner, but lower right hand area of your glasses view, but it's color. It's decently sharp. It's legible. And if I turn my camera on, the person on the other side of the call can see what I'm seeing. So I did do a video call. It worked. You can text, which is pretty good with your voice, but I also did a demo of the handwriting.
Yeah.
Unbelievably good.
Yeah, so this demo actually did work live on stage really quickly and really accurately. And effectively what it looked like was you had the band on and you just write as if you have a pencil in your hand.
Yep.
And it knows exactly what you're writing.
Quickly and accurately. Shockingly so. I could be texting someone right like this with my hand in my lap and you would never know. And every single letter I'm writing, I'm just literally writing the letter in plain English. And
How's
it's
your
showing up.
handwriting?
Fine, I
I'd
think.
break the shit
Oh,
out
you
of
think your
this
handwriting is
thing.
bad? Yeah, that's a good test. We should do a handwriting test version. But yes,
Wow.
I picked it up super quickly. It's not using the camera feed at all. It's just using the neural
Yeah,
input.
that's crazy.
That I was shocked by how good that demo was. Like how good that tech has gotten in the years since we tried it
Can
on
you
Orion.
only message through WhatsApp? Because I know you can only do the video calls through WhatsApp.
sure.
Yeah. So okay, here's the downside to
I
this,
don't
right?
know anyone that uses WhatsApp.
This
hey, I'm right
Hello,
here.
engagement.
This is a Meta product, and it is a new platform that does use your phone to connect to the internet, but does sort of exist in a separate world where you're not really taking your phone out of your pocket. So the philosophy is it needs all of its own first-party actions. If you're messaging someone, it is through WhatsApp because Meta owns WhatsApp. If you are scrolling through social media, it is Instagram because they could just built in Instagram feeds. The music, they have a partnership with Spotify, so it was doing it through that. The maps were mapping services that they built in, right? So
it's not Google Maps?
It's not Google Maps. So this is data that they've borrowed that is probably not going to be super real time and probably not going to have great traffic data or anything like that, but they have a map service built in. And so they have all of this stuff built on platform, and ideally that's the stuff you use. Oh. But I don't
So trying to just
No,
get
that's-
people into this like magical meta ecosystem.
I think it kind of feels like they're trying to force you into using meta services, but it also, I think, by design has to have its own stuff. Like if you rely on the phone, but the phone manufacturers will never give you full API access to use, iMessage or like data from all of the stuff going into the phone. You have to build stuff that doesn't depend on the phone.
Yeah.
So they just have their own services.
It's frustrating.
It's fair, but as a consumer, you basically just told me I can't text message or video call on it.
Yeah,
because I don't use
literally.
WhatsApp.
Exactly.
And I
Only-
don't feel like.
I mean, we're in America.
yeah.
This will be popular in Europe, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you want to text people or video chat people, it will be with WhatsApp. Yeah. So that's a bummer here, but a lot of people listen to this are like, great, I use WhatsApp.
That's
Yeah.
great.
So all this stuff, because of the display, is much more useful. I think the maps are super useful. I think the viewfinder is super useful. I think live translation and transcriptions of
that's super
subtitling the world is super useful. And all of that is enabled by having a little display component to this, which is really cool.
Can you give me a size approximation between regular Meta Ray-Bans, which are already a little thicker than Ray-Bans,
The
and like
Orion.
Orions that
was
we tried?
thickest.
Split
Yeah.
the difference, I think.
Split it?
They are definitely thicker than regular Meta Ray-Bans.
That still seems too thick for everyday use. Impressive that it fit in there. I'll still say that about Orion.
impressive, yeah.
Very impressive. Too thick for everyday glasses.
Yeah, I was wearing them for a couple hours when I was doing my demos and shooting all my footage, and they're plastic, and like I found myself like they were definitely weighted very well, but they're 69 grams. Nice. And yep, that's what I said. And they're just a little too heavy for me to wear them and not think about them. I can wear the basic Ray-Bans and not think about them.
Yeah.
These just have a little bit extra compute, a little bit more with the projector and the waveguide and all that, and it's just a little too heavy.
They unfortunately also mentioned you can watch Instagram Reels on them, and that's how you know we're headed down a dark path.
So you remember the Wall-E clip? We've all seen the Wall-E clip.
Yeah.
Right? You can literally sit back
and just
have the gesture with the EMG wristband and just.
Marques, open your mouth just a little farther.
Yeah, there.
Yeah.
And you can just be in your own world, and no one can see that that's what you're doing. You look like a guy spaced out with his glasses on, looking at the sky, but you are flipping through and actively watching Instagram Reels.
and all the clips are AI generated with VO3.
I wasn't sure. I haven't made this video yet, but I wasn't sure if that's how I want to intro or exit this video.
Both.
Intro.
Are you like genuinely? Are you okay? Are you okay with? Because when I was on Meta Campus, lots of people wearing thick frame glasses everywhere, and I just instinctively was like, "You guys are all wearing cameras on your faces."
Yeah.
Are you cool with having a conversation with someone and seeing their eyes drift a little bit to the side and not knowing
This is
if
what I'm
they are
saying.
watching something, reading something,
Or if they got an ad.
if they got a call?
Yeah.
Like what are they looking at? Are you cool with that?
I already get anxious enough with my phone buzzing in my pocket when I'm out with friends. I don't need notifications coming in the side of. I mean, if I ever use these, I'm going to turn everything off.
Yeah.
Is this worse than checking your smartwatch in the middle of a conversation?
That's okay.
That was the argument. Is that yes, it's better because
I don't think it's better.
It's better because they don't know. It's not better.
I know
heard
it's
this-
better if the other person does know. I don't want to not know that
Because
you're
I can
not
be
paying
like, sorry, I
attention
just need
to
to
me.
check something real
Yeah.
quick. Instead
I
of-
guess it's from both sides. Like from the other person's side, if you see me pull my phone out of my pocket and check it or look at my smartwatch, that is worse than if I'm like having a conversation with you and it looks like I'm kind of looking at you, but I actually am reading
I'm
something.
the
reliving
same,
my
it's just-
trauma from my mother. I don't need that.
No,
I
this
don't
is-
need more of that, Marques.
It's the same. It's just less of a chance they notice. So that's just like, I think that's just as bad. You
There
might just
was-
get away with it.
There was a lot of lines in the keynote and from Zuck and from Boz and just about like being more present and not taking your phone out all the time. And there are maybe valid instances of that, like, oh, you're on a hike and you see this really pretty view off the side of the mountain. Do you take your phone out of your bag and take a picture, or do you just boop and move on?
Or like for maps, I get that. Like,
Or for maps,
I
yeah, you're-
understand.
I think they're cool. I think there's plenty of reasons that this is neat,
Yeah.
but
Instagram Reels.
Yeah. So if exactly.
and the
pitch
fact that you can't even see it.
The pitch is being more present, but you can easily be way less present.
Right.
So it's double-sided.
Isn't that how everything is sold to us, though?
And that's the financial
Yeah.
incentive of Meta, right? Like their whole business model is based on engagement. So the more
yeah.
time you can spend scrolling while being present, the more it works.
Yeah, if you got your glasses
every
on.
tech company that tells you this is how we make you more present is just trying to sell you a thing so they can make you way less present
exactly.
in everything. In your
Definitely.
Well, it's also like Meta has tried to make a phone before. Like we can't skip over that smartphones are
Facebook
dominant,
first,
and they
or
tried
whatever,
to
the
make
HTC
phones.
first.
Yeah. And that's failed several times. And now they're moving on and they've renamed themselves Meta and they're very concerned with the metaverse. And they want this next technology to be post-phone.
Yeah.
And the only way to do that is to sell you on this being better than your phone and slowly weaning you off your phone. They'll never replace the phone. Maybe someday. Maybe you'll move on. But
Yeah. Everything that it can do is in their own little ecosystem. Like,
I was going to ask, did they say anything about opening it up to app developers?
opening what up?
The glasses,
Like the glass- being able to video call
Like the
with other
first iPhone didn't
services.
have an app store, right? So like
Yeah.
it was
Right.
all things Apple
Right.
made, and then when the app store hit, it was like a big explosion. Are
Yeah.
there plans for that with this?
I had some conversations, and maybe we can pull that in with Boz, where he talked about like the first few generations of it have to be first party. And then once you've gotten people to embrace the platform, then you can start like adding other things. So hearing that sounds like, yes, they plan on having other apps and having APIs and things where developers can make cool stuff for the glasses, but they know they need to have their own first party stuff working and useful out the box, like the first gen iPhone.
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess Meta wanted to make the metaverse and be the next generation of the internet, but that totally failed. So now they're
No.
Now we can be this.
They opened this
Yeah,
event.
they opened it with that.
Our goal is to build great-looking glasses that deliver personal super intelligence and a feeling of presence using realistic holograms. And these ideas combined are what we call the
They
metaverse.
haven't forgot.
Okay,
David.
Zuck.
They haven't forgot.
The
Zuck
metaverse.
just rebranded the metaverse again because they changed their company name to Meta and they need to make it work still.
Sorry,
10
I
years
had to
later.
write that down.
No,
when
I
I heard
get
it,
it,
I was
yeah.
like, I need to write that
I'm
down.
like, that's
That
not
was
what you
funny.
said the metaverse was 2 years ago.
10 years later, they're like, we're making an e-scooter, and it's the metaverse. This whole time, we knew.
Yeah, ads on your fridge. So
Yeah.
I am interested to try these out. These are going to be $800, which is a lot of money.
$800 is expensive. It's a whole phone.
It's very expensive.
It's an
an
iPhone Air.
Well, the Air's $1,000. It's an iPhone.
It's an iPhone 17.
17. That's what we're on. 19.
But
Yeah.
it is augmented by your phone, so it uses your phone's internet connection.
It's definitely a loss leader device. Like they're probably losing money on this.
yeah, but they want to get it in.
At least on the. I mean,
No, they're losing
the
money on the
R&D.
hardware, but they're
getting it back.
dude, if you can scroll Instagram Reels on that thing, dude, like think about how, and then also just like think about how much data they could collect.
Yeah.
with
I know.
and especially once they ship the EMG bracelet, dude.
yeah. Well, the EMG bracelet comes with it.
yeah.
Oh, it
they're
is
a-
shipped.
It's
they're a
part
bundle.
of
It ships with it. Yeah. It's like
okay.
It's
When I read the press release, it said not for sale, but I guess that meant individually. Like it does come with the. Yeah, bro. Like think about when you're on Instagram. I don't know.
Yeah. I know.
This is going to be like a cash cow for them, assuming people actually adopt
This is
it.
why I removed all the social media from my phone before this happened. Okay, so they get up to 6 hours of mixed use battery life or 30 hours with the charging case, which is collapsible.
That was cool.
Yeah.
I thought that was
It's like a
really
little origami foldable.
I'm sorry to say the
charging
case is fire. It is incredible.
So the case has battery in it that charges the glasses?
Yes.
And it gets it up to 30 hours?
Yeah.
It's pretty cool looking.
Isn't that sick?
Yeah,
The
it
case
looks
is 5x battery charge and also folds flat
it's
in
flat.
1 second flat.
That's crazy.
It's kind of awesome.
It's pretty sweet.
I have footage of me folding it like on my first try, and I was like, "This is the greatest case ever made."
Yeah.
It's pretty sick.
It is interesting. I think Meta is the company that is going to be able to like advance this category faster just because they're more invested in it because it's like their whole thing now. Google would make more sense from an app ecosystem perspective, also Apple, but it's going to take them a lot longer 'cause it's not their priority.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm more
Meta has to
excited.
make this their
Yeah,
priority.
Meta has to make it their thing and
Yeah.
be kind of first and flashy with it.
Yeah.
I'm hyped for like the third version of this or the fourth, where it's like regular glasses and like a ring.
Like a ring instead of a wristband.
Yeah.
I think the wristband is the specific tech because it's also a little bit fashion.
Or they make a smartwatch.
Like it's
that
a piece
has-
of tech that you're wearing,
They can make a smartwatch that has the thing built in.
maybe. But I think they've been developing it specifically around the wrist for so long that I think it has to be the wrist. But I talked to them again. I was like, okay, so this is a piece of tech that people have to wear on their face and on their body. It has to be considered in some way fashion. Like you have
Yeah.
to make it look good and presentable. And they've done a good job of
Great
that. I think
band,
when you guys
hopefully.
see the band,
Yeah.
looks pretty
Meta
normal.
brought back the 90s. We now have slap bracelets and transition lenses again.
Oh yeah, these are also transition lenses, by the way. Which
Yeah, unfortunately.
it's one of those things where you try to
Actually, that
do
was
two
really
things. If you
been
try to do
waiting
two
for it.
things in one device, it does both of them badly. Yeah, the transition lenses on these Meta glasses are not very good.
I don't know. The transitions on my Meta Ray-Bans right now are pretty good.
Are they?
They're never good sunglasses.
Yeah.
But they're really good clear.
Right.
I think that means they're bad.
They're bad at
They're bad.
transitioning.
Sunglasses,
Oh yeah.
though?
Yeah.
Well, I guess usually
They're bad at the thing that
two-in-one-
protects your eyes.
Yeah, wait. If they're good
Usually-
at being clear, that means they're good at doing nothing.
No, I guess a 2-in-1
Oh, I see
is
what you're
usually bad at both.
You're saying they're good at being clear.
They're
bad at
actually
being
good at being clear,
sunglasses.
Okay.
but are bad at being sunglasses.
At least there's something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least there's something.
Yeah, I'm curious who ends up purchasing these, but yeah, it's
Marques, are you going to review all of them? What is the
I
plan here?
think I would like to use the Vanguards for recording POV, either frisbee, but also autofocus for driving.
You want to jump off a mountain?
And maybe action sports GoPro stuff, the type that you'd like, put a action camera on your chest or your forehead for, that type of stuff. And then I think I'm gonna keep waiting as far as smart glasses because I think based on how much I use their services, the Google one will be better for me. If it's the Android XR experience where it's like plugged into your Android phone, this is the advantage of Google. It's like they have a smartphone operating system. They can make it plug in.
Will just work.
Yeah, it's going to work better with the stuff that's on your phone, and I think that's going to work better for me.
Yeah.
So instead of trying to shoehorn my life into WhatsApp and
Like really test it.
I think it would
for
be.
me, yeah.
I think the Google one's going to be better for me. But
Yeah.
it's not out yet, so
All
we'll
right.
see.
Daddy Google can have my data instead of Daddy Meta.
I mean, they already have all my data. So.
Yeah. That's a lot of smarts, but also
Yeah,
a lot of
I mean
data.
that's a lot of smarts, but also a lot of data.
Exactly.
Well played.
Well, speaking of smarts, trivia. Thanks.
That was good.
Thank you very much. Better than my previous one.
Side note, before Ellis tells this very great question, my favorite part of the bonus episode was when we came back with a guest and Ellis just stared at the camera for like 5 full seconds.
For audio listeners, that's
Zoomed
probably going to
in.
be confusing.
It's definitely confusing, but editing it, I was cracking up. So definitely go watch that. Anyway,
Can we give that a proper announcement? If you're on
Yeah,
YouTube,
in the beginning.
Yeah, we did.
where was I? Oh, whatever. Who cares?
Where were you?
Guys, I have a new trivia question, which it's always really, really, really hard to write trivia questions about Meta because every single piece of like historical, list about Meta is just hundreds of pages of lawsuits. But when you weed through the lawsuits, you can find some really interesting stuff. For example, the stuff that forms this question: which of the following 2 Meta products was shut down first? These are former Meta products. Product 1 is called Lasso. I've never heard of this. It was a TikTok competitor, a vertical video sort of thing aimed at teenagers.
Shocker.
The second,
That's
Lasso? It's
horrible.
And it's called Lasso?
yeah, to rope them in.
Yeah.
Rope them in.
Not transparent at all about their intentions.
real.
No, these are both real.
Our next product is called Brain Damage.
The next one is called Libra. It was renamed
Yeah.
Diem at a certain point. This is a Facebook cryptocurrency
Oh.
that the US government and the EU and the Swedish government or the
remember
Swiss
this.
government all said no. So which one of these was shut down in an earlier year? I am not asking for which one lasted longer. I am asking the shutdown year of each of these. Which one was
You know, it'd be
first?
cool if Waveform just had one collective no to any technology company once a year.
What do you mean?
You're just saying like
Oh, we got to say,
and
like,
we just
if
got
we
to say no to
no?
something. Like the power of these people just being like, no, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Waveform should get one collective.
That should be a part of the Waveform Awards.
That's good.
Like
Our
like
no of the year.
Our no of the year.
Just stop it.
23andMe.
Anyway, we'll be right back.
Private equity.
Support for this show comes from LinkedIn. When you're a small business owner, your business is on your mind 24/7. So when you're hiring, you need a partner that works just as hard as you do. And that hiring partner is LinkedIn Jobs. When you clock out, LinkedIn clocks in. LinkedIn makes it easy to post your job for free, share it with your network, and get qualified candidates that you can manage all in one place. LinkedIn's new feature can help you write job descriptions and then quickly get your job in front of the right people with deep candidate insights. Either post your job for free or pay to promote. Promoted jobs get 3 times more qualified applicants. At the end of the day, the most important thing to your small business is the quality of candidates, and with LinkedIn, you can feel confident that you're getting the best. Based on LinkedIn's data, 72% of SMBs using LinkedIn say that it helps them find high-quality candidates. So find out why more than 2.5 million small businesses use LinkedIn for hiring today. Find your next great hire on LinkedIn. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/mkbhd. That's linkedin.com/mkbhd to post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply.
All right, welcome back. We have heard rumors of a Rivian e-bike for a little while. In fact, RJ kind of confirmed but not confirmed it on a Daniel Tosh podcast episode, which is a good listen if you haven't listened to it. It's pretty funny.
It's
But
a weird mix of words.
it was a weird mix of words. But
It is the 90s.
Micah Toll from Electrek just went through one of the teaser videos, I think on Instagram, because I can't find this teaser video, but apparently the new company named Also that just claimed they were making a new electric vehicle of some sort. They posted this teaser where a bunch of people are riding around on the new e-bike, but has this big blur on it. So you can't see what it looks like at all. Well, Micah went on and went frame by frame, and there's multiple frames where they just missed blurring the bike completely.
Nice.
So now we have the bike. Here it is. It's silly looking. It looks like those compact bikes that like fold up where like the
Yeah.
wheels are very small and you kind of ride a bit higher off of them.
This better have amazing specs because I've seen so many e-bikes
This
that
is
are
my
like
exact question.
they're designed to look like they're not e-bikes. So they have a pretty compact battery like in the post that are pretty hidden, so it just looks like a normal bike. This does not look like a normal bike.
Why is there a man in a penguin suit?
This guy,
I think the whole video was very like whimsical about things, but it is very funny that we're just looking at a leak of a man in a penguin suit holding a bike
On a tennis court.
Yeah,
this has got a huge box.
it's got a huge box by the pedals. It also has kind of like these cargo rails and a basket on the back. Nothing about this screams I fold up, except for the fact that it kind of looks like those types of bikes.
Doesn't really feel like a Rivian product to me.
Well, technically it's not, although RJ is leading also, and they have investment from Rivian. So it's pretty
not
much a
gonna-
Rivian product,
it's
but it's
not
not
officially gonna
technically
be
a
a
Rivian
okay.
product.
This is a bad tech company name on the same level that OnePlus is a bad tech company
It's
name.
not great.
Every time you try to use it in a sentence, it's confusing.
But it's going to slap as a podcast
Just
title
like
one
nothing.
week.
But OnePlus sounds like you're about to say something and then you don't say the rest. And so does also.
Yeah.
Like when you say, oh, there's this company also that has a bike. What? What company?
also files for bankruptcy.
Also. Yeah.
Yeah.
But does this not kind of yell bigger version of boosted scooter fiasco of like,
Yeah.
we've got something really good going for us.
Boosted
Let's make
scooter.
something
Remember the
that,
boosted scooter?
remember the boosted scooter?
Boosted scooter. It was very, it was a thick
It was hardcore.
scooter.
It was just like
What took them down?
way too intense, way too expensive, and in a category that had plenty of others. Like there are so many e-bikes right now.
And it broke the finger of a Verge reporter as well.
That's as long
was
as
not
this
good.
bike doesn't break any fingers
Yeah.
of news reporters, maybe it'll be fine.
Yeah.
I don't know. It scares me a little bit because there's always grumblings here and there of Rivian, like, do they have enough to make it through? Are they going to stay alive? Blah, blah, blah. And I really want my R2. So if a freaking e-bike ruins my chance at the R2, I'm going to be
I
very
just want the
upset.
R3, man. I just want that cross track. It looks so
It just
sick.
feels like they got a good thing going for them. And this
Yeah.
feels like a very crowded space.
Yeah, there's a lot of e-bike companies.
There are a lot of e-bikes.
There's
and
a lot of e-bike companies.
there's probably a lot of cities trying to find ways to tone down e-bikes because they're kind of the scourge of some cities.
Yeah.
The way people drive them through, like,
Yeah, I mean,
Scooters used to be that too.
yeah. In New
I don't know
York,
how
we have
scooters are.
City Bike, which is it's in the Lyft app, but City the bank, it's capitalism. But now they're replacing all of them with motorized ones.
All of them?
They're trying to replace all of them.
All of them?
Yeah, which honestly I think they should because the regular ones are so heavy that it feels like it takes more energy to pump the wheels than it does to. It's like I could walk.
I would
It be
assume
the same.
a large company would regulate them properly because isn't there like a speed limit on what they're supposed to be able to
Yeah,
go
it's
do?
like 20 miles an hour.
But there's,
or
like,
25.
plenty
They
of
work
pe-
great. Yeah.
What?
They work great.
They're great.
City Bike is a beloved program.
Yeah, no, people
No,
love it.
I'm saying City Bike, when they do e-bikes, would probably follow the regulations. Where there's lots of other people in the city who are buying e-bikes that are going way faster than they should.
Yes, and then also the City Bike e-bikes are not the throttle e-bikes; they're the assisted.
They're pedal
pedaling
assist.
e-bikes.
Yeah. There are also a number of e-bike companies that are basically just motorcycles, and
Yeah.
they get around. They say that they're e-bikes because they have pedals, but they are still able to go like 50 miles an hour. They say you need a motorcycle license to do it, but they will like let you unlock it anyway. So,
Jeez.
yeah, there's a lot of weird loopholes.
Yeah. I always remember like those scooters coming out and they always had like a 24 mile an hour top speed because technically if you hit 25, they would
It's a different type of
change
vehicle.
categories or something.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was always
24 on a scooter is fast enough to to kill yourself.
But the boosted could go, it hit
Yeah.
24 and you're like, oh, this is limited to 24.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of these things would work if we built roads for them. You know?
Well, and
Solar
people wear
freaking
helmets all the
roadways.
time.
Yeah, and we're obviously, yeah.
Yes.
Don't ever get on anything without a helmet, please.
Bike lanes are.
I mean, they do, but if think about how much. Also, think about how mad car drivers get about bike lanes all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's
I'm not
mostly
mad
the
at it. It's an
bikers.
easy parking spot.
Jeez.
I'm joking. Please, I am
Welcome
joking.
to New York.
Welcome to sarcasm.
It's very welcome to New York.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, last little story before we do trivia. This is just a really quick hit. Nothing have released the Ear 3, which is their earbuds, and the case has a quote-unquote super mic on it, which has a giant mic button that you're supposed to talk into. And I think that their mindset with this was sort of how all the TikTokers have the wired ear pods that they sort of talk into now, and they also have like the mics the clip mics that they talk into, and it's supposed to look like low quality and fun. And I will admit that, usually the earbud mics are pretty horrible because they're not close enough to your mouth and they're pointing the wrong direction and all of these things. And this is supposed to be better. Some preliminary testing from Don Preston at The Verge said it was not that much better. Wow. Which is interesting.
Unfortunate.
There are also some big problems with this, like the fact that it can only do it for calls, voice notes, and memos in the essential space. But currently, you cannot record audio from the cameras of your phone through it because apparently Android and iOS do not give access to that.
See?
It uses the primary mic only. And that primary mic can change if you have something plugged into like the USB-C port.
Yeah.
But because it's a wireless device, apparently it cannot take over the primary mic slot for some reason. And nothing is urging the platform developers to change this, but it seems kind of weird to release a product that's centered around this before you can even do that. So just like the Meta products, it seems like if you use voice notes and memos in the essential space on the Nothing device, then it's useful.
So specific.
Very specific.
I still want them.
Yeah.
My toxic trait is how much I love the Nothing earbuds, despite how many I've had that have broken and just done terribly.
Yeah.
I still love these.
I have started to see more of these in the city. I've seen quite a few of them in a city, actually.
Yeah, I never see any Nothing phones in the city, but I see a lot of the buds.
Correct.
Interesting.
Yeah. I think the buds are in that a little affordable spectrum.
It reminds me of a dictaphone, and for that reason, I liked it.
What is that?
You know what a dictaphone is?
No.
Back in the day when like the world was way, way, way worse and only women knew how to type, the way a lot of business stuff was done would be that men would have these pocket tape recorders and they would record a bunch of thoughts and memos and stuff. And then you'd put it in a pneumatic tube and it would get shot through the building to a room full of women typing. You would get that cassette and then type up what you recorded.
Holy crap.
And then that would get sent out as the memo. But just as like a pocket, like a handheld voice recorder.
Right.
And I think there's something sort of, I like the idea of like putting something up to your mouth, recording something real quick.
Yeah.
But I guess it doesn't work.
I mean,
My watch does that.
That's true.
yeah, we'll have to test this ourselves. I'm sure we'll
That's
get
true.
some units in. We'll have more thoughts later. But something another thing that we have thoughts about is
trivia.
just play that. Oh,
Almost smooth.
I was hoping it would kind of,
All right,
almost,
quick
yeah.
update on the score. Marquez with 4.
I'm crying.
Andrew in the lead with 7. And David way behind, all the way in the back, bringing up the rear with 2.
Yeah, I'm crying in the club right now. This is crazy.
All right, so for 1 point per founder, can you name all of the Facebook founders besides Mark Zuckerberg? Go.
No.
I'm biggest one other person that I know is
Well, that's how this question originally started. Can you name the other founder who's like famous from the movie and yada yada yada? And Ellis was like, let's up the ante.
I can't do that at all.
Make it +1. You
I'm
can't-
saying I'm naming one other person that I know works at Meta right now.
Oh.
Is it Boz?
I was.
Is that right?
No.
Then I'm wrong.
Wait. Before we start this,
Oh no! Just flip them and read. What do we got? Oh my god!
Wait,
I don't know.
I'm wrong. I put
This
Boz.
name came to my head, but I might be totally wrong.
Because what did you put? I can't see it.
Sheryl Sandberg?
No, you're okay.
she was not a founder, but she was their first director of communications. I said Spider-Man
No.
because in the movie it was
No, yeah, we get it.
what's his name?
Andrew Garfield,
Spider-Man.
the actor, who also played Spider-Man. Yes.
So what was his name in real life?
in real life, it was Eduardo Saverin. That was one. He's the one from the movie Social Network.
Okay.
There was also Andrew McCullum, Dustin Moskovitz, and Chris Hughes.
Dustin also created Asana or something.
Oh,
Oh, really?
He's very
This guy's the master of cursed software.
yeah. And he's also very
Internet.
he's like very anti-Facebook on socials. Yeah.
I can see that.
Interesting.
well, none of you got any points.
I never would've
even though
gotten
there
it.
were many chances
Yeah.
for a point. But
I
all
can
right.
do the YouTube founders.
Guys, which of the following Meta products that no longer exists didn't exist first? Hit it.
Was unexisted.
Yeah, it was unexisted first. Lasso, the TikTok competitor that, sorry, just got a leg cramp. Just sort of got folded into Instagram Reels, but is no longer a standalone platform.
To reel in the kids.
Yeah. Oh.
See?
Whoa, conspiracy. Lasso, reel it in, Instagram Reels. Is
What's
this
the other
real
one?
life?
What's the name of the other one?
The other one's the cryptocurrency. Who cares?
What was it called?
It was called
Well,
Libra, and then
think
they
they
changed
care.
it to Diem.
Yeah, they care because they got to answer something. Did you write? Or did you wrong?
It's which one was shut down at an earlier date.
Yes.
An earlier date.
This
Yeah.
felt like a trick question.
All right, Marquez, you put.
I put Libra.
That is incorrect, unfortunately. Libra was shut down in 2022.
I know.
The obvious one seemed like Lasso,
That's because
so I played myself.
When was that?
But I put Libra.
Lasso was shut down in 2020.
Yeah, Lasso barely lasted. Lasted.
I thought you were going to say it's like cruising around somehow or like just, yeah.
Libra was weirdly like big news when it came out because there was all this regulatory stuff about countries being like nah.
And like so many huge American companies funded it with Meta. Visa wasn't,
and then like it was big news for a while, then it disappeared for a really long time, and then randomly in 2022, 2022, I just saw some random story that was like Meta officially shuts down its Libra crypto, and I was like, that's still around?
Technically, they didn't shut it down. They sold it to another I don't know if it's private equity, but they sold it to some sort of ownership group with the expressed idea that ownership group would shut it down and then write it off for losses on the 2023 tax year.
Hooray!
So exciting.
We love it.
Well, David, you just got
a point.
1 point.
Let's go.
Bringing you to 3 points.
Heck yes.
Nice.
Bring me
Marquez, in second place. You're currently rocking a solid 4 points. Andrew,
Not too far.
Add those two together.
big dog, ginormous scores right now. 7 points.
That's pretty good.
Andrew has 50%
We
of
could've
all
gotten
points awarded
OLED
in this
if I hadn't
season
fucked
of
it up.
Waveform Trivia. It's incredible.
Yeah,
You love to see it.
If I hadn't ruined OLED, we would have gained on Andrew.
that's true.
Well, you did.
I did.
That's what you get.
Look what you
my
did
bad.
to me, Marcus.
The question was actually just what does the O stand for?
Organic. That's it?
That was the question.
Still would have got it wrong.
Yeah.
I ruined us.
The O stands for OLED.
It's a background.
It goes all the way. It's like, do you remember
All
the
the way
joke?
up to the top.
I think I told on the pod. What does the B in Benoit B Mendelbrot stand for? It stands for Benoit B Mendelbrot, the mathematician responsible for the Mandelbrot set.
Oh, you did.
The fractal pattern that repeats itself the more you go down.
Oh, that's funny.
This is a funny joke I've told on the podcast
That's
before.
funny. I remember when we talked about fractals. That was like 3 years ago.
I know.
Wow.
I know.
Do you remember?
Do you not remember that?
Yeah.
Very well, Marquez, read us
I
out.
remember
Anyway.
understanding the joke.
Yeah, I'm sure it
exactly.
happened though. Just like this episode, for sure happened. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And of course, it's Techtember, so you already know there's the bonus episode you just watched before this, and then another episode that's coming out after this. It's a good time. Stay tuned. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
Peace.
Waveform is produced by Adam Molina and Ellis Roven. We're partnered with Vox Media Podcast Network, and our outro music was created by Vane Sill.
Do it.
Underwhelming.
Bingo.